Adventure story time. All right. How a walk in the park led to one of the best relationships and catapulted the business in an amazing way. So, beginning stages, I am doing side hustles, plenty of side hustles. I am doing demolition work. I am doing crawl space work. And then I found a promotion company and I was giving out flyers for Chevy at the different events. Seawee in Charleston just is about to happen here, but in 2012, so this would in February of 2012, I'm handing out these promotions. And then I meet a couple walking and start up a conversation because I'm giving out the flyers. And what has become a great friend, Susie and Drew, and they had produced the Green Fair. I started talking about the business of what On Purpose Adventures was, adventures and different events and my planning skills, things like that. Now, mind you, this is February. We started in July the year prior. We'd done the whitewater rafting trip. So I say, here are the things that I have ideas for. I was already doing mud runs and obstacle courses. And so she's like, hey, in 2 months, we have a thing called the Dirt Fair coming up. And I'm like, this is awesome. And she's like, we need entertainment for youth. I said, awesome. Let's create a little obstacle course for youth. This is out at a county park on Johns Island, a horse area. Then there are all these, the only thing that we had to make obstacles with were horse jumps and bales of hay and straw and everything like that. And so ultimately create this experience. Belief at the time was that this would be ages 10 and up, maybe 12 and up for kids, things like that. And we built this experience. It was a mile-long loop on a horse trail. There were gates they had to climb, things they had to jump, balance beams, etc., etc. Mile-long loop. We had some other activities that they could go do. It was a fun day, beautifully orchestrated event. Susie did a great job. However, my day, I couldn't set up till the morning of, so I was there around 6 a.m. getting set up. The event started around 9, so I'm going out there doing the course. Well, it ended up being that there was a lot of younger kids, and this is a mile-long trail in the woods. Parents didn't want to do it. This was then what became an impromptu half marathon. In my yellow camo pants, I wasn't yellow camo pants at that point, camo pants, boots that had no good insole in them. I did a half marathon. I ran that loop 13 times with different kids, and then twice out of that, I did it with kids on my shoulders because they were too small or couldn't keep up or whatever. So that is to say that we did this fun event. It was great. It was my first time with heat stroke. So yes, it's happened before. However, that was a great experience. I learned a lot, worked with some folks, also developed a relationship with the Charleston County Park System. And because of that relationship, this was in February, or this was in April, I had the idea of a zombie race, or Susie had some, she was into zombies. I was not into zombies, but I wanted to do an adventure race. We then all talked and said, what if we created a zombie race? At this time, we're talking 2012. The craze had just started with Walking Dead, but the whole zombie race thing really wasn't taking over yet. And we then produced, October of that year, a race called Run Dead 5K. We had it for 3 years. And to my knowledge, it was the first time that the county parks had ever partnered with an organization to produce an event. Typically, you can rent out the facility and run an event, or they produce one on themselves. Truth be told, my belief is that they partnered with us so that they would have scapegoats in case zombies didn't have the allure that we expected them to or whatever. So we fast forward to October, I believe, 27th, 2012. We're at a brand new county park, Old Town Road County Park, and first major public event here, and Hurricane Sandy comes through. Now, blessing in disguise, had Hurricane Sandy not come through, we would have had a parking disaster group-wise because our spectator and just attendance was through the roof. Estimations were we had close to 1,500, maybe even 2,000 as far as runners, zombies, people that were made up. We had a full-scale production scenario of make up with zombies who were out in the field. There were obstacles out there as well, and then spectators. We had music. It was a whole event, not just a race, not just a 5K. And that was really awesome because most races have a 20% no-show rate. We were, I think, at 95% show-up rate, even with the hurricane. Now, in Charleston, it didn't do much other than rain. Some tree limbs fell, whatnot. But that 5% made a difference because we would have had a major issue with parking. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about relationships and partnerships then. Susie and I then formed the Run Dead 5K LLC. And then for 2 more years, we ended up producing that race at Wanamaker County Park. Challenges with that because we so successful the first year, and in the comments section I'm going to post the video for the first year that we made from that event. That Boone Hall, who does Fright Nights, ended up producing their own zombie race, and the next year they asked us to do our race with them. Theirs was very much into theatrics, the scaring people, and it was a promotion for their Fright Nights. I wanted to be way more family friendly, not scary, but more of the humorous version of things. You know, there was some scary elements, but ours wasn't a nighttime race. It wasn't tons of gore the way that they had done theirs. And then basically theirs was a month prior to us, so people had decisions to make, et cetera, et cetera. So we did the race a total of 3 years, and it was incredible. And with that, it established my relationship with the Charleston County Parks. We then were able to use the challenge course, the ropes course, and use the rock wall. We did bachelor parties and everything. And it was an incredible relationship to have. Basically, 8 months into business, that relationship started and helped me get the foundation of credibility, especially by producing this race, Run Dead, which got tons of earned media, tons of things. We just threw mud on the wall. I wasn't a zombie enthusiast at the time, but I learned to understand elements of that culture and everything, and it was fun. So I'm going to throw up a few of the reviews that we got from Run Dead. It was incredible, great experience. The videos below, and overall, it's just the idea that we did something. It was fun, and it made a lot of the relationships. Actually, what that led me to do was some of those businesses that became sponsors of the event and those connections became business clients, vendors in the future. It just was a great way to get the name out for On Purpose Adventures and learn how to build websites and market to the public and things like that. Now, we don't do much public-facing things anymore. Everything we try to do is group-oriented. So I realized that I don't want to do many public-facing things because of how you have to have everything buttoned up. I like being able to work with one person and a bigger group. But I didn't know that until I tried. I was only doing public events, and I learned that I like something different. So anyways, that was our fun story. Be sure to watch the video below. Run Dead 5K. It was actually copied. Somebody else called their race the 5K Run Dead. And I know that we created it, didn't trademark or anything, because I remember coming up with a name. We had a whole email thread of going back and forth. I was sitting on a trampoline at my dad's house, having a phone call, talking about different names and all that, because we didn't have a name. And then we just came up with Run Dead, and some other Run Deads popped up a year or two later after our inaugural race. So anyways, that was fun. So hope you enjoyed that story time.